Good morning folks, it's about 2 in the morning and what we've got here is the preamp. This is the R3389A preamp out of the Rowe Ami Jan 200 Diplomat jukebox. Right, and the problem that this has, it's got a loose connection somewhere within. I'm not sure as where, but there's a loose connection, so I'm going to give it all a good go over and I'm going to replace any dodgy components. Now what we're going to start with, we'll start with removing the valves. There's 5 valves in this. There's 5 valves in this. You've got your bass and treble switches here. This is your treble, and this is your bass, and that's your cancel, and these are your volume here, and they're all colour coded: red, brown, shielding, green, or it'll be green or white. Yeah, they're all colour coded, so you can't get them wrong. All I probably will. Anyway, and the valve complement is fucked if I know, there's no number on that bastard. Oh, it tells you here. 6 AWAA. So it's 6A WAA. You've got 2 of those. You've got ECC83, 2 of, and an ECC81. And that's an ECC81, which is a 1287 in American money. So what we do is put the valves safe, because we don't want to damage them, and pull them from the chassis. They're a bit crap, these chassis, to be honest. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and take it as much apart as I can and try and find out why we've got the loose connection. All the valves are okay, that I will say. All the wires in this, believe it or not, are okay. The loose connection is when you tap this, then you know it either works or it doesn't. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. But what we're going to do, we're going to go through it. We'll get the cap tester out and we'll test these capacitors and things. The only downside to this is there's fucking switches. These switches here, they riveted the fuckers on. It would have been easier if they'd have screwed them. These things, getting them out would have been easier. But saying that, this board has actually moved. It's dislodged from where it should be. That should be clipped up into there, and it's not. So that's probably got something to do with it. But I mean, that's probably got something to do with it. But we'll go through it anyway, and we'll find out. And I mean, I think this is all. I mean, we've got a broken clip there. That wouldn't help it. That wouldn't help if it ended up in the circuit, would it? So, you know, we've got a broken clip there. We've got on the big electrolytic here. Some capacitors here. Don't know what they are. They could be. They're not electrolytic. Then don't know what they are. They work anyway because the volume control works. And they're going into the volume control. Yeah. And the cancel is not wired up on this. Obviously it's used. See if I can get this board out. I have had this board out before, I'm sure I have. But and there you let's give it a shake. There we go. There's that clip that's broke out, that'll clip back in. Because they just clip back in. Or at least it might not in that case, because it's... No, it's broke. I've just broken that. Yeah, it's broken, so that won't clip back in. But there's enough on it to support it anyway, and the valves will be put back in. And there's a, what do you call it here? One of these integrator things. There's two of them. What the Americans call integrators. I think they call them integrators. Where you've got fucking loads of capacitors and resistors in one fucking package. I don't like them fucking things, but as long as they're okay. I mean, the machine's working, so it's not really a great issue, because the machine is actually working. But let's just moving the valves about with this wire. What I need to is work out how the fuck you get this out. I don't want to start. I mean, I'm going to have to fucking... I'm going to have to desolder the fucking wires. I'm going to do something here. Let's shift the integrator out of the way a minute. So we've got that there. Is there anything on the other side of that fucking board? Is there any reason why that has to come out? Or is it it's just fucking valve sockets? All the fucking, what do you call it, have moved out of position. No, just fucking valve sockets, and it's just the valve sockets that are on that side. There we go. Now if I see, the problem is getting that upside down. We're all in line. Now push this back in. There's another one integrated. I hate them. There we go. That socket there's out of the line. Clip there's out of the line. Let's pull it out. There we go. That one's actually not broken. So that'll probably just clip, but that'll probably just clip back in. So we can just get that. Get that back under there, where it belongs. Like that. Get that back under there. There where it belongs. It goes in that way. Might be broke actually. But that's what the problem is. take that out. It should lift out, I mean. So that basically is right, that's how it should be. Have a look at all these other clips here, and that's bent up and that's bent down. That goes there. So that should now, it does clip back into where it needs to do. Let's have a look at the shape of the one I broke at that broke. Exactly the same shape, so it should. So that should go back in the way it came out, and it does go that way around. You can see where it's shiny. It does. That's definitely the right way around. So let's see if we can get this back in. I hate being left-handed sometimes. Everything's fucking designed for right-handed people to do. Let's see. Might be fucking easier doing it without the pliers like I did before. Get that down there. Might need them in a minute where I might need a bit of extra force. Might not, I might be able to push that in. Use that there. Are we in? No, we're not. If I hold that there, get a screwdriver. We managed to get that? No. And the problem is getting under there. You can do it that way. Oh, I think that got it. Oh, that's got it. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Now folks, that's got it in. That's not going anywhere. No. Let's have a look at the rest of this. No. I mean, I think all this has really got wrong with it, really. It's just dirty valve sockets. I mean, all the capacitors are okay, because as I say, it's working. So, to be honest, I think all that's wrong with it really is just dirty valve sockets. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spray all the valve sockets what we'll do is take a valve that we know is no good, and we'll do 2 at a time. Get in. Come on, you fucker. That's it. Well, them valves feel a better fit now I've pushed the board back where it should be. Yeah. There we go. Right. So we'll give it all one more go underneath. I'll spray the controls, the base and whatnot. And that balance knob, we'll spray that, balance control there. So, and this has to be turned with a screwdriver because that's your balance all the way that way, all the way that way, and that's your right in the middle. That's pretty much your right in the middle. Right, let's rest. In fact, I'd really use it. Yeah, I've got to do the both ends of it, haven't I? These tone controls are clean. Oh, that's better. In half the battle, trying to get a bit in the top, might not get it in. Right, and they're your RCA connectors for your phone or preamp. It's I'm just gonna double check everywhere with the poker just to make sure everything is tight with the screwdriver down. Make sure everything is tight. And I can go back in the front room and put it back in. I mean, I don't like these valve sockets with this shit. These valve sockets, they're crap. But we appear. I mean, I don't like these integrators either that they put in. I think they're fucking. I think they're fucking. I mean, at the moment the power amp in this works lovely. It's really the only problem I have. Somebody's actually snipped that before today and tested it by the look of it. It's obviously been alright because they've soldered the comp back in. I know there is some wiring on the other side, but not a great deal. because I had to solder a resistor back in on the other side that came adrift. But it's not really a printed board this as such, it's more just paxilling wired. So what we'll do, we'll repopulate his valves. So what we'll do, yeah, that feels a lot nicer. Yeah, they seem to feel a bit better than what they were. Right, and these are the ECC83s. ECC83, and that one ain't got a number on it, but I know it's an ECC83. Come on. Don't know what it is with this socket, it doesn't seem to like you putting. Don't know what it is with that socket. Just doesn't seem to like to have a valve put in it for some fucking unknown reason. And the pins are not bent. There we are. Let's give the inputs a bit of a spray. There we go. Right, so really there's not much else I can do about that. I mean, I'm not recapping it because you've got those fucking integrators. I think that's what they call them. Fucking, you have to work out what's in there. It tells you the value of the stuff that's in there, but like for example, you've got a 470 capacitor. You got a 46,800. You got a, I think that's a 15k, a 33k resistor, I think, or 15k. It's hard to make out the writing, but there's one on that side and you can see it all. But it was simply mainly it was dirty valve sockets. I've tested that capacitor there before and I know that's okay, that electrolytic. Because there's no hum in that machine at all, it's lovely. The only bit of interference you tend to get is from the lights. But all this is clipped in, and part of the reason why it was, probably the reason why it was that I fucking had dodgy connections was because of the fucking, because they feel good now. So it was probably because the board had come adrift, and that happened when I fell on it when I was in the living room. And no, I wasn't pissed. I tripped up over the fucking stupid dog. But really, I'm sorry folks, there's not been a great deal for me to do on this. I mean, if I had all the capacitors and the values inside these integrators, I would do it, but because I haven't got all the values, And I certainly haven't got what's inside them integrators. Well, I probably have, but you know. And there's 4 of them integrators in this. Actually, there's not. There's 6 of the bastards. There's 3 on each channel. And to be perfectly fucking honest, I don't fancy making up the networks. I mean, if it ever gets to a point where this becomes unusable, then if that ever happens, bass boost I normally have medium, treble I normally have full. I'll set them up now and I don't have to. I mean that bass control doesn't feel very good. I mean, I don't know why they couldn't have put fucking rotary ones in. Treble ones are okay. None of them have a real nice positive feel to them. Given that they're actually double switches, you have to, you know, they're a special switch. They're a special fucking switch, and I reckon they'd be a bastard to put fucking rotary. Well, I reckon you could put rotary controls in it, but to adjust the bass and treble, but. See, I mean, the problem with these switches, there's no in between. It's either high, low, or medium. It's either low, medium, or high. There's nothing in between. So you're limited on your adjustments. So what I'll probably do with this eventually, folks, if I can get an amp. What I'll probably do if I can get another preamp, a transistorised one, I'll probably put a transistorised preamp in it. Some of you might think that's sacrilege, but you know, for the long term, for the machine long term, that's probably the route to go. But we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, folks. I'll just zoom in and give you a quick look at this thing. That's the R3389A phono preamp. It's basically a phono preamp. It's basically a phono preamp because it has a magnetic preamp for a magnetic cartridge, and it's also the preamp for the volume control and the tone controls as well. So your phono stage and your preamplifier stages are all in here, and your cartridge connects to right input, left input there, and right input there, and you have to have a right. You have to have them right, because on these jukeboxes, basically the cartridge on the left channel, if I remember rightly, the cartridge on the left is wired out of phase, and the left speaker's wired out of phase. It's wired out of phase, and the reason why they've done that is to increase the bass, and they only have one central speaker for the bass in the middle, and they have one tweeter and one bass unit in the machine. And what they do, they wire them out of they wire them out of phase. Now, a lot of people, when they mess with these machines, they think that's wrong, and they wire them back in phase, and they don't sound right. They sound like dead tinny. You know, the sound has no body to it. They just don't sound as good. And I read the manual, and the manual says that they should be out of phase. The left side is wired negative. You know, you wire your left side to your negative. You wire your left side so that your speaker live goes to your negative and negative goes to your positive speaker. Same in the pickup, same in the cartridge, but your right channel you wire the correct way around with live to live and negative to negative. If you understand what I'm trying to say. It's a bit late in the fucking morning for me to sit here and trying to explain this, but that's the way it's done. And that's the way Rowe Ami want you to do it. So that's the way mine's done, and it sounds absolutely lovely. I'll try it in a couple of minutes actually. I know it's getting late, but I'll have it on low. And I'll just put it on low and I'll get an idea whether I've fixed it. I think I have. Because whenever I jiggle these valves, that's when the sound would go on or off, you know, or tap this. But we'll find out. If it has to come back in, I've got the soldering iron on. If it has to come back in to be done, then so be it. But I'm hoping I've fixed it just by pushing the board back into place and cleaning the valve sockets and the tone control switches and stuff. Anyway, we'll see if I have. See you later, folks. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Right, just a quick update on the Rowe Ami preamplifier I was just working on. Just having a quick look over, and turn the soldering iron off. I've put it back into the machine, and it seems to work fine. I had to replace when I turned it back on, I was greeted with a hum on both channels, and replacing the ECC81 sorted that problem out. I replaced it with an ECC83, which is all I had to hand. It's electrically identical. It just means there's a bit more gain. I'm not sure what the ECC81 does, because there's only one of them. I presume that it's shared between both channels. I'm not completely sure what it does, but I get a feeling that both channels actually share it, because there's two WC83s and two of the 6W whatever they were preamps. So I have to assume that the ECC81 is shared by both channels. Because it's like two valves in one, isn't it? Anyway, I replaced it with an ECC83, and when I switched the machine back on, I was greeted by the sound coming out, by the audio coming out of both channels like you expect in stereo. It's a bit lower on one side than it is on the other, but there again the valves are not evenly matched. Well, I know if I swap the valves over, it will go louder on the other channel. The two main preamp valves, the 6W whatever they were, them things. If I swap them over, I know it'll go louder on the opposite channel. That I do know for a fact. So, you know, I know that's just the fact that one valve's weaker than the other. But yeah, so good news on the jukebox front. That's done. I've just played about 20 records. Just sat and listened to about 20 records, and it played them properly, played them flawlessly, without the amplifier, without the preamp cutting out. No problems with it whatsoever. It sounds nice and punchy like it should, and so that's it. Thank you very much for watching this update. Well, I'll say update. I'm going to tag this onto the end of the other video, so you know I'm going to just tack it onto the end of there. So there we go. and that's it finished. Thanks folks, and more to come later. I don't know what. As you can see, the bench is bare, there's nothing on here. But we'll find something. Catch you later. Bye folks.